Hello everyone, I'm Lorcana and today we're going to be playing something different. I love my Amber Ruby Mufasa deck, but variety is the spice of life, and because of that I'm taking Emerald Steel for a spin. The main reason to play this deck is that you get to play the most powerful legendaries from each of the last two sets. Ursula, Deceiver of All, and Beast, Tragic Hero as your centerpieces to the deck. Supplementing these two amazing cards are a bunch of mid-range and tempo cards with a Floodborn package highlighted by Bucky and Morph. This deck has been giving me trouble lately on the other side, so let's see if I can do some damage with it in my hands. I'll see you for game 1. Here we are for game 1, playing against Blue Steel. On the draw. Let's see. I don't know the heuristics for this deck yet, but I think Tinkerbell, A Whole New World, and Robin Hood can all go back. Draw another Beast, an Ursula, and a Mother Knows Best. Okay. So this is our ramp deck. That Grammatala is there to be shifted on. Gonna ink a Beast and pass, since we have two of him. They play a Popsicle. And ink a Rufus. What does Rufus do? Oh, it just ramps. Makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna ink one of these Strike a Good matches. And I'm gonna play the 2-ink Ursula. No songs. Let's see, they've got a Louis, 2 Grammatalas, another Louis. What are these Louis doing? And there's a location sub-theme? Interesting. I'll pass. They ink one of their Louis. And play the Prince. We draw A Whole New World. I'm going to ink this Jafar. I'm just going to go for the tempo play. I'm going to play Kit and bounce the Prince. Like this Ursula could have double striked a good match next turn, but I think just getting a card deeper, maybe finding one of our Steel songs, makes sense. They ink an Aurora and play a Grammatala. And another Grammatala. Okay, so they're ready to ramp. I think I'm gonna ink this Strike a Good match. I'll quest. I'll let them, run their Grammatalas into my kit. That's fine. And then do I play Jafar or do I play Ursula? I think I'll play Ursula. Yep, they're going to send both Grammatalas into Kit, as I expected. This could be scary letting them ramp up. Maybe I shouldn't have quested with him. But if they play some characters, we've got this Ursula ready to sing to Mother Knows Best. And if they don't play characters, we can just quest and play a Beast. The other Louis ends up in the inkwell. It's the only thing that card really makes sense for. And they replay their Prince. And Akita. So we will get the double bounce, I think. quest for one. I'll ink this Robin Hood and I'll play a beast. Let's get the cards coming. They replay their prince. It's the third time they've had to play him. And they replay their Kita. And ink another Rufus. They are at 8 ink, which makes this whole new world really scary. I'm probably going to avoid playing it. Hercules, and let the storm rage on. So I think I let the storm rage on down the Kita. Draw a bunch of cards. I'll ink this Jafar to play out the Robin Hood. And I'll quest a Ursula. Definitely gonna leave this beast up. I like drawing cards more than getting a big attacker. They challenge my Ursula. This will let the storm rage on. A vault door and what? The Kit Cloud could go with Ward. I don't get that challenge because that lets me banish with Robin Hood and get my lore. And then I can just quest. I can even quest with Beast here because that 0-1 isn't going to challenge. And play Jafar. Okay, so they have Huey, which is the only reason they would have that Louis in their deck, is they're trying to draw 3 cards. There's easier ways to draw cards, like having a beast. So what do we have? We have 7. We're gonna quest. And just play a Hercules. And pass. Keeping Beast up so he doesn't get damaged, and keeping Ursula up so she's still around. I could have sang one of these songs, but since Kit has Ward, I would have to do damage to one of my characters with the second copy. A Cogsworth is not going to be enough. I'm pretty sure we have this game. They quest, support Kit. I don't know what it's gonna do. Just run into Robin Hood. And yep, and that's the game. I will do my questing. And I'll see you for game 2. Game 2 against Emerald Amethyst. Our last opponent was kind of off meta. Let's hope this opponent's more on. I don't need 2 small Robin Hoods. Tinkerbell without a morph is a later game card. But I think I'm going to keep the rest of these. Gonna ink this strike a good match. And play a Robin Hood. They ink a Queen's Castle. And they have the Cursed Merfolk. Okay, so this is a more unmeta deck. Let's ink a Tinkerbell. And play Ursula. They don't have a Friends. They are probably going to play an Ursula and take My Mother Knows Best, which is unfortunate. But we'll quest and pass. Yeah, we're going to be real low on cards real quick. Because this Ursula takes My Mother Knows Best, and then we're probably going to have to challenge the Cursed Merfolk and discard another card. Thankfully, we are going to be able to shift Robin Hood next turn. So even though we have to discard a card, we at least are going to get some lore out of it. And then I'll quest with Ursula and pass. They quest for 1. They have so many cards to my 1. Snake demounts the Ursula. Ink the Ursula. And pass. Okay. This bounces 2 or less. I think we just quest with Robin Hood. Probably ink the kit. And play the highest upside play, which is Morph. And pass. The ink a Cusco. Challenge into Robin Hood. Play Rafiki, who I haven't seen in quite a while, to finish Robin Hood off, but I get to draw a card. And Hercules is the exact reason we played out the Morph. This second one can definitely become ink, though. And I'll quest for 3. They ink a Maleficent, play a rabbit, and draw their card. Jafar. Okay, I'm just going to quest for my 3 and play out Jafar. They have the card advantage, but we're on board and threatening quite a lot. Threatening 4 next turn. And if they quest with, if they leave something exerted, Jafar can potentially draw us a card. This is going to be a fox. What do you do? Chosen character gains Reckless during their next turn. So my Hercules has Reckless. So it must challenge if able. They can't quest. Well, I'd still rather challenge with Jafar and get my card. What else does he do? Whenever one of your other characters manages to opponent loses the lore. Okay. Gonna play out my hand. And quest for 1. Because Hercules can't quest. They ink a goat. They quest for 1. Play a fox. They're gonna Relile My Hercules. That again. We will sing Let the Storm Rage On. I'll play this Ursula, see if they have any songs in hand, which they don't. They play Elsa. Interesting. I thought this deck was much lower to the ground. And then I'll quest with Jafar and pass the turn. I guess I should have quested with the Ursula because Madame Mim is just definitely going to challenge Ursula. Sorry if you can hear the siren. They ink their Ursula Deceiver of all. Let's play an Elsa. So I guess I'm just gonna let the storm rage on the fox. And then Elsa can already get the banish on Jafar, so I might as well quest with these Ursulas. I guess with that logic I should have quested with Bucky too. Okay, I will discard an action card. I'll discard a whole new world. They banish one of my Ursulas. Ink a Chernobog's follower. Play a Queen's Castle. I can play Jafar. Make them discard their last card. I now have 5 characters in play, so I can sing Strength of a Raging Fire to finish off Elsa. And quest with Ursula and Hercules. And pass. And that's game 2. I'll see you back for game 3. Back for game 3, up against Sapphire Amber. I don't know what Sapphire Amber is. So let's just keep a generically powerful hand. Which, this hand is pretty generically powerful. I'm just going to keep it. They ink a Hakuna Matata. Haven't seen that card in a while. To play a Stitch. I'll ink an Ursula to play a Robin Hood. If they quest, I'll definitely trade off. Stop them from Rockstar Stitching. They ink a Goofy. This feels like the old, well, Coconut Basket, so they must have an item package. That makes sense. Like I said, I'm 100% trading this, or making this trade. Then I'll ink this Robin Hood. I'm going to play a Morph. No, this is, they had Hakuna Matata, so this is an aerial deck. So I will Ursula. Grab a Let It Go. They have a Maximus and a Dewey. And a Fishbone Quill. Okay. I'll pass. They ink their Fishbone Quill. Play the Maximus. And pass. I'm gonna ink this Hercules. And play Ursula. And pass. They ink a Maximus. I know they have Dewey and Goofy. Okay, so they play Dewey. And they're gonna quest for one. So I get to play this morph, ink a Jafar, and strength both of their characters. Ursula feels so good. And I'll quest with this Ursula. Flint Heart Glom Gold. During your turn, this character gains evasive. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna sing Let the Storm Rage On. Then I am actually going to shift Robin Hood, even though I could just play it, because I want to quest for 2 this turn. And I'll pass. Bare Necessities is going to take my whole new world. That's okay. Genie. Well, I'll just quest. And I'm gonna play out this Ursula. Just more options are better. They ink an Aurora. Play a Maximus. I don't really want to sing this whole new world, but maybe I do. Yeah, maybe I do. So now I can ink a Robin Hood, play Bucky and Jafar, make them discard a card. And next turn, assuming they play another character, I can double Mother Knows Best. They ink the Rockstar Stitch, so I was right to make that trade on turn 1. They challenge Robin Hood, which is interesting. They play a Louie. I guess it's free to challenge if you're just going to heal. Okay, let's start by singing Mother Knows Best. Bounce Maximus. And bounce... I guess bounce Louie. Then... just gonna go questing to start. Not with Bucky. And I'll play another Robin Hood. Make them discard a card. So even with that trade, I still have lethal on board. Think a Pongo. Pongo with Let It Go and Coconut Basket and Bare Necessities. It's a little peculiar. Okay, Hades to answer my other Robin Hood. That buys them some time. 6, might as well sing Strength. And then I'll quest. And why not? I'll play a beast. Make them discard a card. If they somehow answer all of my exiled characters, I'll draw a card on my turn. Bare Necessities make me discard one of my whole new worlds. Oh, I'm playing a Chernobog. I mean, I like the card, but it's not getting them out of this. And they concede. Alright, 3-0. I'll see you for game 4. 4-0, playing against Emerald Amethyst again. We're on the play. And this hand is not going to cut it. I'm going to send definitely Genie, definitely one of both of the Robin Hoods. Yeah, send those back. And of course, now that we send both the Robin Hoods back, we find one. Alright, I'll ink this Tinkerbell and play Robin Hood. They ink a Rafiki. Is this a Curse for Folk? No, Chernobog's followers. It's much less scary. I don't have a song for Ursula, so I'm just going to ink her. I'm going to play Morph, because as much as I'd like to get Bucky down, playing a turn 3 beast is just too good. And I'll quest with Robin Hood. They're probably incentivized to challenge, just so I don't... Well, I have Morph, so I could turn 3 Robin Hood regardless. So they'll probably quest and maybe draw a card. They ink Flynn Rider to play an Ursula, take my whole new world. That's fine. Wasn't really part of the plan right now. And they do trade. That denies them a card, which I'll take. Of course, now that I ink the Ursula, I draw the payoff. I'm just gonna ink this Bucky. And shift the beast. And pass. They ink a friends, which is kind of terrifying. To play an Ursula. And quest for 1. I could double let the Storm Rage on Ursula. That exerts my beast, so they could challenge into it. But I think letting them ready with Ursula is too scary. I'll start by just casting 1. Another beast, okay. Then I'll sing 1. And I'll ink an Ursula and pass the turn. If they want to run Ursula into beast, I get the free card there, but I lose my card draw engine. Or so they think. They don't know that I have another beast waiting. Oh, Mother knows best. Sure. I will ink a morph and replay beast. They play a fox. They're gonna ink that Ursula? No, ink and other friends. I like to see all those friends going to the ink well. I don't have a song this time. Tinkerbell and strike a good match. I'll ink strike a good match. I'll play the Tinkerbell. Get something that I'm not scared to quest with on the board. And pass. Tinkerbell does turn on Let the Storm Rage on for either of their characters, though I did play 2 of those already. Now they sing friends. And an evasive Tinkerbell. Robin Hood and a Whole New World. Okay, let's start by banishing Fox. And Ursula. I guess I did this in the wrong order. There should only be 1 damage on Tinkerbell, not 4. Gonna ink a Robin Hood. I am gonna quest for this beast because I'm gonna play another. I'm gonna play a morph. And pass. Crap, so they can trade their Tinkerbell for one of my beasts. That's okay, that's why I played the second. Click Cloud Kicker to bounce my morph, that's fine. I guess, what do I want to play here? I think I let the Storm Rage on. Get a Cloud Kicker. Draw into his strength. So for that, I can play Morph. I can ink Kit. I can sing or play Strength. And then freely quest for 4. And they concede. Alright, we are 4-0. I will see you for Game 5. Game 5 against Blue Steel. Sitting at 4-0. I promise if I lose any games, I will keep them in. We're just running hot. Let's take a look at this hand. 2 Buckies is way too many. I'm gonna say that Let the Storm Rage On is probably... The second one is not as necessary, especially without an Ursula Deceiver of all. So I'll send those 2 back. Get a Beast and a Mother Knows Best. I'll start by inking... what? Kick Cloud Kicker. And passing. They ink Develop Your Brain and play a Popsicle. So lots of draw power in this deck. I'm going to ink the Strength of a Raging Fire. Blue Steel. Steel is a bunch of songs, so we'll play Ursula. No songs. They have a Beast. They have a Robin Hood, 2 McDuck Manors, a Fishbone Quill, a Captain Hook, and a Mr. Smee. Okay. I'll pass. Gonna guess we see a Mr. Smee here. They ink one of the McDuck Manors to play the Mr. Smee, as I expected. Ursula's real good. Just gonna ink this Jafar to play the Ursula. And pass. They ink a Fishbone Quill, play a Fishbone Quill, add some ink, play Captain Hook, and quest for 2. I am going to ink one of these beasts. Bounce both of their characters. Quest for 1 and play Bucky. They ink the hook I bounced. Tinkerbell does answer my Bucky. Okay, I'll ink this Ursula. I'll play Beast. And I'll pass. If I quest of either of these, they can either finish the other one off or do damage to Beast. They have the Let It Go for Beast, which is unfortunate. Duck Manor. Okay, we've got a lot of stuff on board. I'm gonna start by making this challenge because it lets me double Let the Storm Rage On. I'll play Genie. And ink this Robin Hood. and pass. We've got something resembling stability. Long Game Zeus on Genie is rough. This McDuck Manor is going to be a real problem. Strength of Raging Fire, I can deal 4, which is not 6. So I'll just quest and pass. They draw a Fishbone Quill to ink something and draw 2 cards. We need to draw a character next turn. Strength is not it. I guess I can sing Strength twice and then challenge with Jafar to draw a card. Play an Ursula, see if they have a song. They do. And pass. This McDuck Manor is gonna get me. Cogsworth finishes off my Ursula. Yeah, we're just too far behind here. So no 5-0 this time, but we did get a 4-1. I will be back with the deck to go over how things went. Had a good run there until the very end. I definitely like this deck, and I will be iterating on it. I'm thinking maybe some Rise of the Titans, maybe some Along Came Zeuses need to be in here somewhere. But other than that, yeah, the deck felt really strong. As much as I love my Ruby Amber Mufasa deck, it might be time to admit that it's not quite where it's at right now. It's not at its peak. And something like this just feels so much more powerful playing. Well, if you enjoyed watching this, please give it a like and subscribe. I post new videos every 2 to 3 times a week. Thanks for watching.